Well, today is Monday, September 21st, 2015, and the public hearing was set to begin at 5 p.m. It is now 5:01, and I'm going to call this meeting to order. This is a public hearing. Firstly, well, there are two matters for this afternoon. The first is to conduct a public hearing to hear comments for or against the proposed 2015 tax rate for the city of Van Alstyne, an announcement of date, time, and place of meeting to vote on the tax rate. Do I have any? We have a couple members of the public here. Are there any comments or questions about the proposed tax rate?
No comments. Thank you.
Thank you. And are there any from council? Ms.
Yeah.
Keller? No. Mr. Moore?
No, sir.
Mr. Jaska? And Mr. Blake?
No.
So, all right.
Why do you
Then,
have to do it 3 times?
well, I should. I think that's right.
Yeah.
And so, second call from the public. Are there any questions or comments about the proposed tax rate? I see no hands. Third and last call. Are there any questions or comments about the proposed property tax rate for 2016? Oh, the 2015 tax rate.
2016.
2016.
FY 2016.
Okay.
Yes,
Proposed
sir.
20.
Sorry,
15 days.
Okay.
15, 16.
All right. The proposed 2015-2016 tax rate, property tax rate for the city of Van Alstyne. And so there being no comments or questions, then we'll be moving on.
No, sir, you'll be announcing the date and time and place of the meeting for the vote on the tax rate.
Right. Let's see. The city council will meet to consider and vote on the proposed tax rate and the proposed budget September 25th, 2015 at 5 p.m. at the Van Alstyne City Hall located at 242 East Jefferson Street, Van Alstyne, Texas. And so once again, that's 5 p.m. on Friday, September 25th. That's this coming Friday.
Yes, sir, right here.
Okay. And so now we'll move on to the open meeting. Item number 3 then is to consider and take any action necessary regarding approval of the bid contract for drinking water state revolving fund construction through the Greater Texoma Utility Authority, or GTUA. All right, and does everyone have a copy of that? Of those bids?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are there any questions or comments about the bids or the text of this letter?
Mayor, if I may, we have Drew Satterwhite,
Okay.
the Director of Greater Texoma Utility Authority, and we also have McManus and Johnson, our contract engineers that are overseeing the project here, if there are any questions.
All right. Or do you have anything to present, or is the content of a letter?
I think the content of the letter good. I mean, I think that you have a pretty tight bid there. Looks like we had a good turnout. I think
We did.
we were all pleasantly surprised by the bid turnout based on what we've seen here. And recently, I mean, we bid a job up in Sherman last month, had one bidder show up in similar timing. So we were very happy. I think he deserves some accolades. He had a good engineer's estimate on this, and that
It was excellent.
puts the city in a good spot. So.
Well, this is a fairly tight set of bids,
Sir.
and Ben and I were talking a little earlier, and these fellows, these bidders must know what they're doing. They must have been through this process a number of times before.
Yes, sir.
Any questions or comments, Ms. Kelly?
I did have one, but come back to me.
Okay. Mr. Moore? Mr. Jaska?
Have we had any kind of business or contracts with any of these before?
No, sir, we haven't. The first contractor, Interstate Pipeline Utility Construction, LLC, that came in at the lowest bid. In checking on references and looking into them, they weren't providing all of the appropriate information for us to be able to move on making a recommendation on them. Engineering's recommendation is to move forward on the second bidder that has provided all the required information, and they do have positive references on past work. Now, y'all have used the second CCON On other projects, Drew? or-
Not in my tenure, but my understanding is yes.
Would you? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
That was my
So
question.
there has been positive recommendations come in, and there has been work done with CCOM through GTUA in the past, but of course that was with the previous director, but they did get a good recommendation at GTUA as well. You're welcome, sir.
Mr. Blake, any questions
Are
or
any
comments?
the businesses around Grace County?
Dickerson,
Dickerson?
aren't they up?
Better, well,
Excuse me.
Is that what you're talking about, any of the 6 bidders?
Yeah,
I think Dickerson, but they're not low bid.
Yeah.
They were number 4.
yeah.
My question was answered when you elaborated. Thanks, Frank.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
All right, and so there being no further questions or comments, may I have a motion to, regarding the approval of the bid contract for the Drinking Water State Revolving Fund construction through Greater Texoma Utility Authority.
I'll make that bid.
All right, Mr.
I mean, motion.
Makes the motion.
I'm not paying that bill.
Mr. Moore has seconded. All in favor? Okay, it is unanimous then, so we will be accepting this bid. All right. And now, let's see, there's no further business, then we're set to adjourn.
Yes, sir.
All right.
The time is 5:07.
Okay. May I have a motion to adjourn? Mr. Flake makes the motion. Mr. Jaska seconds. All in favor of adjourning? It is unanimous, and we are adjourned at 5:08 I have now.
Thank you, council.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.